Hi all, Kyber1 here. Welcome to review number 79 for Complete Psionics Handbook, AD&D 2nd edition. Yeah, the themes here are reinterpreting psychic powers and establishing a psionic class and creatures. So, let's see. Oh, sorry, you forgot the mask. Haha, there's the mask. Don't worry, it didn't go anywhere. Okay. And so this was 1991. And, okay. This kind of reminds me of Incarnum for 3rd edition because it defined a new type of power and a new source. And Incarnum kind of sort of existed pre-Incarnum, like Psionics did, but more as like creature supernatural abilities that weren't really explained via psionics or magic. And that's kind of how I see this because this is way more fleshed out than what it used to be. Okay, so my big complaint here is that you can summon creatures from other planes, but you cannot teleport to other planes. That to me feels a little broken. So the high praise here is that everything in the book is optional, and it's stated. Where is it? Okay. There. Okay. Remember, everything in this book is optional. None of it is part of the core of the AD&D game. All right. So if you don't like something, just remove it, and that's good in my book. Although it might be fairly obvious to some people, it's not always obvious. So let's begin. The key points here are the Psionicist class on pages 8 to 21, and Wild Talents and Devotions, as well as Sciences, on 19 through 21. So a wild talent is somebody that has innate psionic abilities. And those are not necessarily well defined. They just have supernatural abilities that are psychic related. Wild talents. A wild talent is someone from any other character class who has natural, latent psionic potential. I hope that explains that. And then, so there's a risk, and there's basically a 4% chance that when you're messing with your psychic powers, something will go wrong. And that's cool. And then you have, okay, so later on we get into the abilities. Okay, so Psionic Combat is chapter 2. And what's interesting here is as long as you roll under your power score, yet over your opponents, you win. But if you roll over, you fail your roll. So basically, you have a chance of success, and if you're over your chance, it's over. So it's like that, but very different. All right. And there's a lot of different combat features and options in this. It's a very dense amount of information you have to go through. So, clairsentience, right here, and that goes. It's a type of power, and it's on page 28 through 37. You have aura sight, clairaudience, clairvoyance, object reading, precognition, sensitivity to psychic impressions, and then starting the devotions, we have all-round vision, combat mind, danger sense, feel light, hear light, know direction, and feel sound. Know location, poison sense, radial navigation, see sound, spirit sense. And then we have psychokinesis starting on page 38, going to 49. We have create object, detonate, disintegrate, molecular rearrangement, project force, telekinesis. And then you have your devotions, animate object, animate shadow, ballistic attack, control body, control flames, control light, control sound, control wind, create sound, inertial barrier, levitation, molecular agitation, molecular manipulation, soften. And then psychometabolism starts on page 50 and goes to page 63. Animal affinity, complete healing, death field, energy containment, life draining, metamorphosis, shadow form. And then you have your devotions, absorb disease, adrenaline control, aging, biofeedback, body control, body equilibrium, body weaponry, catfall, cause decay, cell adjustment, chameleon power, chemical simulation, displacement, double pain, ectoplasmic form, enhanced strength, expansion, flesh armor, graft weapon, heightened senses, immovability, lind health, mind over body, reduction, share strength, suspend animation. And then we have psychoportation, and that goes from page 64 to 73. We have banishment, probability travel, summon planar creature, and teleport. Okay, so if you could summon... this is my big complaint right here. You could summon something from another plane of existence, but you cannot travel to another plane of existence. I think that should really be a GM call, and maybe as a recommendation. That is something I would personally throw out. Teleport other. So basically, get out of here, you're bothering me. And then your devotions, astral projection, dimensional door, dimension walk, dream travel, and a good image of that right there. Teleport trigger, time shift, time space anchor, and then we have telepathy starting on page 74, going to page 92. And the sciences are domination, ejection, mass domination, mind wipe, mind link, and fate link. Apparently this one, they forgot to write that in there. Yeah, see? So somebody came up with that. Okay, and then you have probe, psychic crush, and superior invisibility, switch personality, tower of iron will, and then you have devotions, attraction, aversion. I think that should have been this, like, a connected ability with a / in there. Awe, conceal thoughts, contact. And there's a lot of rules for this stuff. Okay. Daydream, ego whip, empathy, ESP, false sensory input. That one's cool. This one is super cool. You can create illusions basically the right way. Id insulation or insinuation, sorry. Identity penetration, incarnation awareness, inflict pain, intellect fortress, invincible foes, invisibility, life detection. If you played Elder Scrolls, this one's super handy. Mental barrier, mind bar, mind blank, mind thrust, phobia amplification, post-hypnotic suggestion, psionic blast, psychic impersonation, psychic messenger, repugnance, send thoughts, sight link, sound link, synaptic static, taste link. This one could be bad. Like, say you have a party member that their little perk is they don't like peanut butter or they don't like strawberries. You can really mess with them. Like, oh, everything tastes like peanut butter. Or it could also be helpful, like, say you're in a bar and this person developed an allergen towards peanut butter, but they really liked it. So you can help them out there. And they might pay you for it. Telepathic projection, thought shield, truth ear. Okay, then we have metapsionics, and that's page 93 to 105. And we have appraise, aura alteration, empower, psychic clone, psychic surgery, split personality, ultra blast, and then we have devotions, cannibalize, convergence, enhancement, gird, intensify, and then over here we have somebody using empower on their blade. Magnify, martial trance. Oh, that one's super cool. Prolong, psionic infiltration. No, inflation, sorry. Psionic inflation. Psionic sense. Psychic drain. Receptacle. Retrospection. Splice. Stasis field. Wrench. And then the psionic campaign section is pretty cool. But we have the TSR campaign worlds on 108 and 109, and they tell you how psionic powers are related to Forgotten Realms, World of Greyhawk, Dragonlance, Ravenloft, and Spelljammer. Unfortunately, Dark Sun was not covered in this, and I think it's because Dark Sun came out in 91, so about the same time, and it wasn't as established. But once again, Dark Sun has its own psychic powers, and psychic powers are more affluent and they're more like wild talents. So, you got what you got, and they worked on it, and I'm happy that they worked on it. So, monsters go from page 113 to 124. What? No, sorry, I must have missed that. Sorry, 114 to 124. I misrecorded that in my notes. So the pros here are that there's some updates in the back here to some new monsters. And there's a larva version of the Intellect Devourer, and that's pretty cool. Yeah, so, and then there's the monstrous update, So they update a bunch of the powers and abilities for those creatures. And there's a few more. Okay, right there. All right. And then the summary of powers, and there's an index. So the con here is that there's an entirely new system to merge with a pre-existing system. And that to me strikes me as there's a lot. There is just so much to do. However, this is an awesome resource because it goes into what these abilities are. Let me just pull up one. Okay. Nothing that's too obvious. Okay, let's look at biofeedback, right? So there's a power score, constitution -2, initial cost 6, maintenance 3 per round, range of 0, prep time 0, area of effect personal, prerequisite none. Biofeedback is the power to control the flow of blood through one's own body. This power has 2 key effects. First, the psionicist can easily control bleeding. As a result, he suffers 2 fewer points of damage from every attack against him which causes physical injury. Second, by flooding key portions of his body with blood, the psionicist effectively cushions blows against him and reduces their effect. The character's armor class is reduced by 1. So if you're playing D&D 5th edition, that's an increase of 1 armor class. Okay. Power score. AC is reduced by 3. What? Okay. 20. Excessive blood flow results in scattered bruises and 10% HP loss. So you have a sort of flavor for many abilities that have a level of depth to them that's higher with this, and it would take a bit of effort to convert this material, but oh man, I love psychic powers, and I have kept this for the years. Like, before I knew I would be getting like into 3rd edition and then Pathfinder and stuff, this was really, I think, maybe the first, I think this was actually the first D&D book I got. And, like, I got it with a GURPS 3rd edition and some other stuff. I was still in high school at the time, and I got a pretty good deal on it. And 3rd edition was already out, but like I didn't have that much money, and I just liked reading, and I was like, psionics are cool. So yeah, I actually recommend this one because you have more depth into more abilities, and it really raises questions like about the teleportation, and it raises questions about why you shouldn't be able to go to an alternate plane of existence, even though you're summoning creatures from one. I say if you successfully summoned a creature that you can communicate with, that's from that other plane of existence, they might be able to help you get to that other plane of existence. And with that, this is recommended. And thank you for checking it out. Please like and subscribe. Kyber 1 out.